Oh, we're starting. Hi. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I didn't realize. Okay, so we talked about entrepreneurship. Now it's on to part 2, which is social media marketing, social media strategies. But we're going to talk about marketing. I want to make you aware that we have a worksheet for this lesson as well. So go to the Google Drive, download it at lesson 4. This one's lesson 4. It's called the Livecast. It's a document. Download it so that you can input it, follow along. You see some similarities between it and the other. That's fine. I'll give you a moment to download this. Okay. Okay, I am going to start talking. If you're downloading it now, that's okay. We haven't started the worksheet yet, but I'm going to move ahead, okay? Today we're just talking about 2 topics. We're talking about the strategy, which is very similar to entrepreneurship, what we talked about before, and we're going to talk about metrics. Now, you will see some similarities, but remember, social media marketing and entrepreneurship are 2 very different topics. There are some similarities that run among them, but they are very different approaches. So just because you know what a vision and a mission are for an entrepreneur doesn't mean that you know what one is for social media marketing. Okay, so, but let's move on to the strategy. But first, probably the most important question that I have for you is, what's the strangest meal you've ever had? You can message, what's the strangest meal you've ever had? Strangest meal. What's the strangest meal you ever had? Anyone eating breakfast right now? You might want to look away. A snake. Oh my gosh. So far, only a snake. A cat? Wow, someone ate a mouse. China's, oh, stinky tofu. Great. All right, now, do you want to know the strangest meal I've ever had? It looked like that. Does that look very strange? No, it does not. The biggest difference, though, is it was in total darkness. In total darkness. Couldn't see a thing. The meal was there. We had glasses, we had a plate, we had food, we had soup. It was a 7-course meal. Very fancy. We had wine, forks, knives, everything, but we couldn't see anything. All the lights are off. Every trace of light is shut out. This is called dying in the dark. Okay? Maybe some of you have heard of this before. I heard about it. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. What is dine in the dark? Dine in the dark offers sensory foods. Foods that typically, when we eat, we look at the food and we judge it based on what it looks like. We think, oh, this food doesn't look very good. It probably doesn't taste very good. We assume certain things. We see a soup and we think, there's not a lot here, or I don't like what it looks like in my spoon. This takes away the visual aspect of enjoying food. And so you focus only on the feel of it and the flavor. It was a totally different way of enjoying food. And it's a social enterprise. They hire blind people to be the waiters. In fact, this woman, her name is Ling. She was my waitress. Yeah, I actually did eat this. Yeah. So how did I hear about this? On social media, on Facebook. I even saw an advertisement on Spotify once, okay? They had Dine in the Dark, Dine in the Dark. Everyone was talking about Dine in the Dark. It was on websites, advertising on a website. It was on newspapers. I would see it everywhere. And it pulled me in. I was curious. And so I tried it. Okay? So, the one specific that I went to was in Bangkok. Now, Hanoi does not yet have one. However, for our class today, I want us to pretend like the Malia Hotel in Hanoi has a Dine in the Dark experience. Okay? And better yet, they hired you to establish a social media strategy to grow their Dine in the Dark experience. Okay? So you're going to develop a strategy for them to get a stronger online brand and encourage people to come to their Dine in the Dark using online tools. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question before we move on. Say yes or no, what you think. Do most companies have a social media strategy? Okay. Oh, there's a big lag. Yeah. Are you saying yes, there's a lag, or okay. I'm not going to ask if there's a lag. Okay, yes or no? Do most companies have a social media strategy? That's what I want to know. Okay. So a lot of people are saying yes, they do. Yes, they do. You could say yes, but you would have to say it's usually not very good. You see, most companies do traditional online advertising. They use traditional methods only. They might make a Facebook group. They might post a Facebook message once a week. They might make an event and invite people to it. They might even run advertising on some social media. They might have a YouTube channel, or they might have a YouTube commercials or something like that. That's possible, okay? But that is what we call traditional. That is the bare minimum, okay? You would even say they don't really have a strategy. They're just doing it, okay? A lot of companies are here. Now, there's a lot of companies as well here on experimental. Now, these are people who started with traditional, but they noticed that it actually worked. And so they may have even hired somebody to come in and make advertising for them, or do events, or make posts, or make videos, or do pictures. Interact with communities that exist on social media in some way. Okay, experimental. They're trying it out. Okay? Now with this one, you could say yes, they kind of have a strategy. Okay? It's not a very strong strategy, but they've given it some thought. Traditional, it would be hard to say that they really have a strategy. Experimental, yeah, they've given it some thought. Okay, a step above that is operational. Okay, operational means that it is part of their marketing strategy. This one, yes, they certainly have a strategy. They've decided goals that they hope to reach. They've decided specific tasks to meet those goals. They're tracking metrics to make sure that those goals are being met. We're going to talk about each three of those aspects today. That's the focus of the lesson. Okay? We can actually go a step above this to impactful. Now, these are people who have a whole separate department focusing on social media. This is most big companies, and any tech company will have an impactful social media team. These are companies that are trying to sway the way that somebody thinks about a brand, okay, and actively interacting with communities that are found online. Remember, one of the most exciting things about social media is that it brings people together under just one or a few shared interests. Like I said before, Ted, There are some of you who like BTS. Some of you think, oh, BTS is a great band. Now, before social media, people would have liked BTS, sure. But they would have thought, yeah, that's a good band. I like them. I'll buy their albums. But now, when we have social media, we have whole communities built where people check in every day to learn about the latest information about their favorite band. Social media has essentially turned us all into fanatics. We are crazy about our hobbies. That's what social media has done. And so the companies that are impactful, the highest level we can go, they are fully utilizing all that social media has to offer to reach customers. Remember, I said reach customers. Don't forget, we can use it for a variety of things, reaching customers and researching customers. Okay? So there's a lot of potential for reaching communities through social media. And it's the impactful companies that do this. Traditional, a lot of companies are here. Experimental, probably most companies are here. Operational, companies that really understand social media are here. Impactful, the ones that put a lot of effort into it are here. Doesn't matter where you are, maybe experimental on, we've got a strategy. Let me check. Oh, talk slower? Okay, sorry. I get excited talking about BTS, and I start talking so fast. I'm sorry. I know I've actually never heard them, but I'm sure they're wonderful. I know a lot of people like them. Okay, so back to our dine in the dark example. Okay, Malia does have a strategy. Okay, but I want you to tell me if it's a good one. Their current strategy: they opened a Facebook page, but they don't really update it. Okay? They started a website, but they didn't finish it. This is common, guys. This is common. They create events for each weekend. Okay? So they at least post events. Okay? They've tried some Facebook advertising, but they don't know if it works because they don't track any success from it. They don't know who's viewed it. They just post and hope that people go to their dine in the dark. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good strategy or a bad strategy? Right, yes or no? I think Ding Hyungan is a big fan of BTS. Yeah, Jaime, bad. That's right. Yeah, this is not a good strategy. In fact, you could probably say they are maybe at experimental. Now, the reason why I don't say traditional is because they hired you. They hired you. Clearly, they understand the importance of social media. But currently, their strategy is not very strong. But they hired you to make it better. So I would say they're experimental. They're trying different things. Yeah. Good. All right. So, what's included in a company's social media strategy? Now, we talked about vision and mission and target market and things like that in entrepreneurship. Now, that's still part of strategy. Don't get me wrong. But that's not where I want to focus this lesson. Today, I want to focus mostly on the concept, okay? On establishing a brand, on getting people excited about your product online. That's mostly driven, today's lesson, by the vision, the goals, and the tasks. As you can see, the vision is this high-off idea that we hope to achieve one day. The goals are the way we get there, and the tasks are the way we reach our goals. Okay? Okay. But metrics are what tell us if we're actually moving forward. Metrics are what we track. Metrics are the number of views on our YouTube channel. Metrics are the number of likes on our Facebook page. Metrics are the number of followers on our Twitter. Metrics are the number of plays on our Spotify music. No matter what industry we're in, social media makes it possible to track our success. That is one of the most exciting things about social media, is that we interact with social media throughout our day, and so much that we can actually give away a lot of information as consumers to companies that are happily gather this data, analyze it, and improve products to better fit our needs, and change the price so that we can be happy. We can think certain ways about their products, about getting the products to us in the best way, whether it be online or at the store, and about telling us about new products. Yeah, as we're on Facebook now. We're giving a lot of information away to companies that might be tracking us as metrics. In fact, I'll tell you, here at the university, you are sure we are tracking the number of interactions that you're having throughout this video to judge whether I'm doing a good job, to judge whether this is a successful way of broadcasting the class. Yeah, metrics are what show us if we're doing well or not. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you the vision of dying in the dark. Oh, we're not on this yet. Okay, we're almost to this. Okay, next. Now we're going to go back to SWOT. I know, but it's important and it's going to help us with the rest of the assignment, okay? So, can we use SWOT to help establish our strategy? Yes, we can. I heard some of you. Good job. Okay, so same graphic even. It's fun. I'm going to go fast over this because we already talked about it. Okay, but let's focus more on what's specific to social media. Okay, so some of the strengths and weaknesses that can affect social media marketing are funding, level of funding. Unfortunately, a lot of maybe traditional and experimental companies with traditional or experimental approaches to social media marketing, they are not very willing to give a big budget to social media projects. And so funding can be one of the things that holds back a strategy as we try to grow online brand. Okay, or companies might understand as impactful, or I forget the other one, but the other companies that understand the true value of social media, they might give enough funding, so that would be a strength for them. The brand of your social media pages, the current brand, what do people think about them? For example, if you go to Oreo's Facebook page, you get a certain idea of their brand. They have pictures of Oreos having fun, swimming, things like that. It's wild. Check it out. But yeah, you get an idea for the brand. So that could be a strength or a weakness, depending on if your brand, if you're not doing a good job on social media, it could be a weakness. Okay, fan base, how many followers or likes you get, presence on leading social media networks, related to your industry. Okay, so remember, social media doesn't just end at social networks. We also have to include Spotify and other music streaming services. We have to include Skype and other messaging and video calling services. We have to include even Amazon and other purchasing, okay? Blogs. I mean, we're talking about a big number of companies when we talk about social media. So some of them are industry specific. There might be an industry specific one for designers. And if you're represented well on that social media, that could be a strength. Or if you're not, it could be a weakness. Okay? The content that you post, we're going to talk about that in the next class. Comments and likes, responses, and fan engagement. These are all strengths and weaknesses that could be potential. Okay? And opportunities and threats. Some common for social media marketing are competition, level of competition, influence. Are there? So, for example, Coca-Cola is a company where you get a lot of fans who love their products, and so they'll create their own fan pages about Coke products, about Coke memorabilia, about different things like that. And so that could be an opportunity or a threat. Partnering with social media personalities. There's a lot of key opinion leaders that you can reach out to on, I forget, Instagram. Okay. As well, there's always new social media platforms being released. Now, it's not really a good idea for a company to be involved in every single social media platform. So you don't have to feel like you have to get involved in every social media platform when it's new. Just use the ones that you can manage. Viral news about your company, connecting your social media to your company website. So these are all different things that could be opportunities or threats. Fan engagement. Yes, I can talk more about fan engagement. Where was it? You mean here at fan base? Oh, sorry, fan engagement here. So fan engagement means that, for example, if we are Nestle, for example, and now let's use something more fun. We are Nike, okay? There are people who are diehard Nike fans. They love Nike. And so they're fans. They will buy Nike shoes. They will download Nike apps. And so engagement simply means how much are we talking with them? How much are we if they have a question on Twitter, do we respond to it? If they send us an email, how quickly do we respond to their email? If they post a blog about us, do we message on their blog about us? If they post a negative review on one of our stores, like on Amazon, for example, or Alibaba, do we respond to that negative criticism? And so that's fan engagement. Engagement can also be, you might give special discounts to your fans on Facebook, for example. You might, I know that there's a band called Pearl Jam that's very famous for its fan engagement. They do a very good job at fan engagement. So they have a website dedicated specifically to Pearl Jam fans, and they sell all their tickets and albums and merchandise, t-shirts and things like that. They sell it all through that website before they sell it to everybody else. So fan engagement simply means getting your fans excited to be fans of your company. Yeah. Okay. Am I talking too fast? Is this okay? Maybe I get a yes or no? Yeah, I get a heart. Anybody? Okay, good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we get to write another SWOT. All right, so the SWOT we're going to write is you've been contacted by Malia Hotel Hanoi, okay, to help them build their Dine in the Dark experience. Now, remember, SWOT is only a tool. So, why are we doing a SWOT? It's because we want to establish brand online, and we want to increase sales using online promotional tools. That is why Malia hired us, okay? So, I want you to think of 3 strengths, 3 weaknesses, 3 opportunities, and 3 threats that affect Malia Hotel Hanoi and their Dine in the Dark experience, trying to meet these objectives. Okay? So I'll give you a few moments to think about that. So again, these are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to Malia Hotel who are interested in growing their Dine in the Dark experience. And again, what they're trying to do is their priority is establishing a brand online. So what are the strengths that they have that can help them establish a brand online and increase sales using online promotional tools? What are the strengths that they have for increasing sales using online promotional tools? Now, I'll give you one or two, but I expect to see 3 on the homework that you send, okay? So some of the strengths might be an already strong brand. Certainly that would be a strength of the Malia Hotel and the Dine in the Dark experience that would help them be able to grow it online already because people already recognize it. Do you understand? Yeah. As well, you could say maybe they've had some successful word of mouth, which means people come to this and they tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, and their friends' friends tell their friends, and around and around. Yeah, so spreading word of mouth. That's also could be a strength of Malia Hotel. In the past, they've had successful events. Yes, so Yen is asking in the handouts, this handout, we have to write SWOT of Malia Hotel. Yes, Malia Hotel, specifically their Dine in the Dark experience. So it's Dine in the Dark experience hosted at Malia Hotel. They have a restaurant there. And this is real. They've actually thought about doing this. They haven't started it yet, but they've thought about doing it. And then these are the what you hope to accomplish as a consultant for Malia Hotel. And so you're using a SWOT considering these 2 objectives. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. With weaknesses, again, we're trying to think of within the company. So it could be Malia Hotel, or it could be the Dine in the Dark experience, I suppose. One of the weaknesses is that maybe it's not very well known. Maybe they don't have a lot of people that know about it yet. That would certainly be a weakness that would affect establishing a brand online. Okay? As well, it's possible that they had some negative, maybe people didn't like the food. Maybe there were problems when you walk in. Actually, when you walk in, you have to put your hands on the shoulders of the person in front of you, and you walk in. You can't see anything. And so possible that people could fall. So a weakness could be maybe the layout of the room, things like that. Again, this is a hypothetical, so it's a little more difficult. I want you to think of one more that could be a weakness and a strength. Okay, opportunities. Okay, we're trying to establish a brand online, and so an opportunity could be that tourists, before they travel, they usually do some research about the place they're going to travel. And so if we advertise on travel websites, travel social media websites, we might be able to reach some of those clients. Mm-hmm. Okay. As well, another opportunity could be a strong economy in Hanoi means a lot of people who want to go out with their significant others. Husbands want to take their wives on dates. Girlfriends want to take their boyfriends on dates, whatever. And so that could certainly be an opportunity in Vietnam for maybe they are easily accessible by Facebook. Yeah. Okay, and then threats, specifically online, when we're thinking about this, threats to the Dine in the Dark experience might be maybe we're afraid that if we release information about Dine in the Dark, we might get competition. So competition might steal our idea when they see it online. Okay. People scared of the dark? Yeah, maybe that could be as well. Again, that would be an offline, but that would be a threat, certainly. Yeah. So again, I want you to think of 3 strengths, 3 weaknesses, 3 opportunities, and 3 threats. And yes, Yen, you really have 2 homework assignments. Don't worry about it. I'm I'm practically walking you through it, so it's easy. Okay. All right. Actually, I'll give you a couple more moments to list 3, and then we'll continue. Three strengths, 3 weaknesses, 3 opportunities, 3 threats. I'm going to move ahead because you can complete the homework at a later time. Okay, let's talk about SMART goals. I know you all out there love SMART goals. I love them too. Let's talk about them. What are SMART goals? Specific, yeah. So who, what, when, where, why, which, okay? We want to get details. We want to know exactly what we're trying to set a goal about. What is it that we want to accomplish? So important. We can't say make more money because that doesn't really tell us exactly what we're going to do. Make more money by doing this and like adding detail. That's what we're talking about. Being specific is adding detail. Who, what, when, where, why. Specific. All right. Measurable. Right. Very good. Very good. So we want to know if we actually accomplish our goal, don't we? So we need to know how many. If we want to increase sales, how much do we want to increase sales? If we want to reach 1 million people on Facebook, then we need to say 1 million people, right? And then what's the A? That's right, attainable. Attainable basically means that it's possible. If we say we want to reach 9 billion people through Facebook, that is not attainable because there's not that many people on the earth, right? So, certainly not attainable. The goal has to be realistic. We have to be able to achieve that goal. Yeah. And R? Relevant. That's right. Yeah. So it's all about, we don't just set a goal that doesn't support our vision. No. Remember, our vision is this far off idea, and our goals are like a stairs walking up to our vision. Yeah. So don't set goals that don't help you move towards your vision. So if you are a yogurt company, you're not going to set goals about how many trees you save, okay? But if you are an NGO that's focused on saving trees, then that is a relevant goal. Does that make sense? Yeah. And what is T? I didn't hear you? Timely. That's right. So when are you going to accomplish it? Yeah, when are you going to finish it? So is it going to take you 3 months? Is it going to take you 6 months? When do you want to accomplish this by? Now, most SMART goals are going to be beyond 6 months. Okay, usually 6 months is about the shortest you're going to see, except for special cases. 1 year is pretty common. Anything beyond 1 year is pretty difficult, though, because guys, I talked about in entrepreneurship, you don't really know what the future looks like. That is true among every business, no matter how old they are. We don't really know what the future looks like. So setting a goal beyond 1 year or maybe 2 years is the absolute maximum. Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Good. All right, so let's talk about some goals, SMART goals. Let's look at them quickly. Gain more clients. Is that a SMART goal? No, it's not. It's not specific. We don't know how many. It's not specific. It's not measurable either. And when? If we just get one more client, we've already met our goals, according to this. So it's a terrible goal. Increase clients by 50% over 2017's numbers by December 2020. Yeah. Now, it might not be possible, and that's another problem. But if it's possible, then it's a good goal. Yeah. If it's achievable. Traditional goal, make more money. Every company wants to make more money. But the smart companies ask how much and by when, right? So increase profits by 10% over last year's numbers by the end of the fiscal year. Now we can say if we're going to meet that goal or not. Okay, so what you need to do is write 2 SMART goals to help Dine in the Dark at Malia Hotel meet its purposes. So I'll go back, its purposes. Oops, maybe I already have it. Let me see, can I put it? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so write 2 SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely, to help Dine in the Dark. Now guys, when you write your SMART goals, don't split them up. Don't write specific, this. Measurable, this. No. Those are, SMART stands for characteristics that goal should have. So it's a one goal, but it should be specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant and timely. Those are the characteristics of that goal. They're not separate goals. Yeah. And I'm interested, please share some of your goals. Somebody asked, are all Marketing 265's in-class assignment related to Malia Hotel? For this lesson, yes, because it's a shorter lesson. And so, yeah, we're using Malia Hotel as a learning tool, a way to understand how a company might establish an online brand. Yeah. And then track it. Metrics is really the key component of this course. Somebody asked, what does Dine in the Dark mean? Dine in the Dark is the idea where you eat a really fancy meal, but you do it in total darkness. Remember I talked about the craziest meal, the strangest meal I ever ate. It was actually not a strange food, but it was a strange location. I couldn't see anything. Okay, so I have 1,000 clients have dinner in the hotel by the 29th. Now, remember, I'm asking you to set SMART goals that are specific to their online. So they want to establish a brand online. So let's make that more about how many connections do they want? How many fans do they want across their social media platforms? That would be a goal that would help us reach our vision to change the concept of dining, but we're using social media here for that. These are the purposes that the company hired you for. So this is what you're trying to build towards. This will, in change, help build this. So I want you to write 2 SMART goals that support online brand development and increasing sales using online promotional tools. So I'll just throw out a couple of examples. It could be a number of followers that you have on social media. You don't even have to focus on Facebook. You could say all social media, okay? Because that's still specific. That's still very specific, but then you would have to say a certain number of fans, maybe size of the community. You'd call it that too. And then by when would you want that? Okay, another example of a goal, increase sales using online promotion tools, is to maybe increase sales by, maybe have 50% of all sales come from online, what would you say? People heard about it online. What's a better way to say that? Maybe 50% of Dine in the Dark sales could come from online customers, you could say, maybe. Yeah, or maybe 50% of the people that go to Dine in the Dark learned about Dine in the Dark online. That could be another way that you could track. That would track the brand. But actually, that would track both. Yeah, that would be the brand and the increased sales. You could also say maybe 25% increase in sales. That would be fine. That would be fine. But you would have to say by when, and it would probably be okay. Get 1,000 followers on Facebook page. Yes, but again, SMART goals should be longer. 6 months is sort of the unofficial minimum, and 1 year is sort of the average. So for this, you might do 6 months, just if it's easier for you to think shorter, that's okay. 6 months or 1 year. Think of a goal that you could reach in 6 months or 1 year. I want to shy you away a little bit. No, it's okay. Your goal about Facebook is fine. Just grow it to 6 months at least. 5,000 search on Google about what is Dine in the Dark. Yeah, that would be fine. But by when? And Dine in the Dark is international. We're just doing this for Hanoi. So we wouldn't care about searches on Google for Dine in the Dark. We would care about searches for Dine in the Dark Malia Hotel, or Dine in the Dark Hanoi, or Dine in the Dark Vietnam, things like that. Now those would be valuable for us to know. Those would be goals. That would be a goal that we could say, yes, we've done this, and that helps us push. That helps push us forward. If we just track Dine in the Dark, they might be looking up Dine in the Dark in America or Brazil. Okay. Okay, so I hope that's enough time to write 2 SMART goals, okay? What you're going to do now is your 2 SMART goals, you're going to write them again here. So SMART goal number 1, write it here. SMART goal number 2, write it here. Because we have the vision, we have the goals, but then we have the tasks. And the tasks are the actions. Those are the activities that we do to meet our goal. And then the goals meet our vision. Does that make sense? So transfer your goals here onto the back, SMART goal 1 and SMART goal 2. Okay? I'll give you just a moment to do that. Any problems? Okay. All right. Let's move forward, okay, guys? So what is the difference between goals and tasks? Okay? Tasks are the action items that we do to meet our goals. So our goals are this idea of success, what we hope to accomplish. Our tasks are the things that we're going to actually do. So for example, increase Facebook likes to 20,000 by December 2020. Now that might be a possible goal. That's a SMART goal. It says when, it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable or achievable, it's relevant to growing our business, okay, growing Dine in the Dark, and it's time bound. This is the goal. A task, establish a social media team. That would be a task. That's an item we need to do. Does that make sense? The difference between a task and a goal? Another one. Review Facebook page to correct all information. That's something that we need to do. That's an action item. That's not a goal. That's something that we can knock off. It's much shorter term. These are goals are much longer term. Goals we may not accomplish. Tasks we can certainly accomplish. Do a contest to get more likes. Now you notice we don't have to be very specific with action items, with the tasks, okay? Goals need to be smart. Our tasks can be a little bit more short term, just knock it off. Yeah. Run 500,000 VND in Facebook advertising each week. They can also be ongoing tasks. That's totally fine. It's not a goal, even though it meets the SMART requirements. It's not a goal because it's an action item. There's no way that we won't meet this action item. We're in charge of it. If we do 500,000 VND per week, we can do that very easily. Yeah, so that's an action item. Request all people who come to Dine in the Dark to like us on Facebook. Okay, that would be an action item. That's something that we do. Okay, we're not hoping that this is accomplished. We accomplish it. It's a task item. Okay, so for your goal number 1, I want you to identify 3 tasks and how often you're going to do them. Frequency means how often you're going to do it. So it could be one time, okay? Establish a social media team. That's one time. We would just say once, okay? Or single. You could say single or one maybe. But run 500,000 VND in Facebook advertising each week. That would be a weekly activity. So frequency would be weekly. Okay? Request all people who come to Dine in the Dark to like us on Facebook. Frequency would be every time we have an event, a Dine in the Dark event. That would be the frequency. Okay. So come up with 3 tasks for each of your goals. You have 2 goals. I want you to have 3 tasks. So that's 6 tasks. Now, clearly, each goal is going to have way more tasks. I'm being easy. I'm only asking for 3 per goal. Okay, we've got 20 minutes. Okay, so we've talked about the vision, the goals, and the tasks. I hope that's clear. They build upon each other. So we have the vision, what we hope to accomplish in the long run, our key idea of success. We have our goals. We focus those on social media. Okay, online brand building. How are we going to use this social media? These social media platforms to grow our business or meet our overall vision. And then tasks are what we need to do to accomplish those goals. And so they all match each other. But guys, there's something missing. There's a key component to here. And that's information. Melia Hotel wants to understand its customers. Why do they want to do this? Because they want to serve them better. They want people to walk out with a big smile on their face. They want people to say good things about Dine in the Dark. They want people to come back. They want people to blog about it. They want people to bring their boyfriends and girlfriends and work colleagues and everybody. They want them to come back and say good things. So, what information might Melia want? Sales information? How are our sales doing? This could certainly help us understand how we're serving our customers. If our sales are going down, maybe there's a problem. If our sales are going up, what are we doing right? Yeah. Okay. What type of customer is coming to Dine in the Dark? Are they single? Are they married? Are they foreign? Are they Vietnamese? What kind of customer is coming? That would be valuable so that they can serve that group better, right? Are they happy with their experience? This is all data that Melia Hotel wants to gather. Now, some of this data we could gather using questionnaires or interviews with people at the Dine in the Dark. But one of the key aspects of social media marketing is that we can actually learn a lot of data about our customers online. So that's what we're going to switch to. And what we can use to identify how well we're serving our customers and what people are saying about us and how well we're doing is using KPIs, key performance indicators. Now notice key means that we're interested in it. It's impactful. It's really important to the way that our company runs. And if we're operating an online brand, key performance indicators, watch how is that brand being managed? What are people saying about it? Okay? Performance means that we are doing something. Okay? We are performing somehow by running a company, by running posts on social media, whatever. Okay? We're tracking what performance is happening from the company. okay? And then indicators means it's a number that can show us what's going on. So these allow us to track progress towards our our goals and our tasks, our tool. And it looks like this, okay? We need to determine what we want to track. If we want to track satisfaction, so maybe we send an email to our customers in Dine in the Dark, and we ask them, are you satisfied with your experience? Okay, so we could send them a questionnaire, and we could say, okay, we could set limits. Okay, we could set an upper limit that says maybe we expect our upper limit is maybe 10 out of 10, 10 star. Our lowest limit is maybe 4. Anytime we drop below a 4, then we are alerted and we're going to look at it and try to figure out what went wrong. Okay? Anything that's between 10 and 4 is fine. Maybe we just set it at 8 and 2. Okay? We expect people to not be totally crazy about it, but we expect people to not think it's terrible either. If we dip above 8, then we need to investigate it. And we say, oh, what did we do right? Okay? If we go lower, we can say, what did we do wrong? Now, a lot of these limits are set based on experience. So when we build these limits, let's say we are doing customer service satisfaction. If we set ourselves at an 8, and we're constantly having people higher than an 8, that tells us not that we're doing something right, but that our limit is too low, and so we move up our limit. If we're constantly hitting below 2, and people are still coming, maybe we need to reduce our limit. Does that make sense? So key performance indicators simply help us understand how we're doing. Are we doing well or not? So let's look at another example. Let's say visits to our website. Okay? So this is online, certainly. Maybe we expect between 70 to 80 people. That's kind of like the highest we're going to expect per week. And maybe a low is maybe 10 to 20 people. Okay? Anything below 10 people or anything above 80 people will make us investigate. So 1 week, suddenly we shoot above 80. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We don't know until we investigate. Okay? It might be a good thing. People might be interested in Dine in the Dark, so they might start looking, they might be searching for it. It might also be a bad thing. Maybe there's a news story about Dine in the Dark that made us look really bad. People might start coming to the website. Regardless of it's good or bad, our key performance indicators made us investigate it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, let's say we are Kanifa. We want to increase our sales by 10% through the website by December 2020. Okay? What is something that we can track? Increase sales by 10% through the website by December 2020. What indicator can we track to make sure that we are moving forward, that we're moving towards our goal? What do you guys think? I'm interested. Increase sales by 10% through the website by December 2020. What metric could we track to show if we're doing this or not? What do you think? No answers. Yes, there are applications to track metrics. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Okay, so if Kanifa wants to increase sales by 10% through the website by December 2020, then they need to track sales coming in through their website. Do you see that? And so if they decide we're going to track sales coming in through our website, That will help us understand. So we expect to see an increase at this. They guess an upper and a lower level. If they're constantly hitting above the upper level, they need to investigate it and adjust this, or something's going wrong. Or maybe they need to change their goal. Maybe they can increase this 20%. But if it's constantly lower, they need to adjust their KPIs, or they need to find out what's happening that's going wrong and then fix that. Yeah. Another one, Vinpero. They want to answer all customers' emails within 24 hours. What metric can they track to know that? Any ideas? We've got 10 minutes. We need to go a little faster. That's right. Customers' emails answered. And when. So if we find, if we've got an upper limit of 24 hours, okay? So anytime, maybe we got 25. We give 1 hour limit, or 1 hour extra. So if any of them go above 25, we know there's a problem. But maybe if we're hitting that most are being answered within 1 or 2 hours, maybe that's also a problem. Maybe that's a problem in how we manage our staff. Maybe they're not busy enough. All of these key performance indicators can let us know so much about what's happening at our company and how we can react to it to better serve our customers. Yeah. Okay, A said English School capture 50 email addresses per week. What can they track to know if they're capturing emails? Captured emails, right? Yeah. So, if we're getting significantly higher than 50 emails, maybe that's a good thing, but maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe there's a mistake. Maybe it's junk mail. Maybe there's other problems, but we need to investigate it. Yep. Okay. I'm going to skip the rest of these because of time. We'll get back to this in just a moment. Okay. So, what I want you to do is identify the KPIs that you will use to track each task and goal. So, for example, if let's say one of your tasks is to post on social media once per day, okay, for example, and the frequency is once per day, and then metrics would be number of posts per day. Don't worry about type of metrics yet. We're going to get to it. But for each of your 6, I want you to think of what KPI would you track to know that you were moving forward. Okay. I'm going to move on because of time, guys. So if you need to come back to your homework and do it a little bit later, that's okay. We got to move on. So this looks similar to what I showed you in entrepreneurship, which shows that around and around we go. But this is true no matter what age of a company. It's a faster process for entrepreneurship, but it also exists here, where we listen to our customers, we think and we plan in response to what we learn about our customers, we do it, we review it, and then we adjust accordingly. Yeah. So the only way we can do this is if we use metrics to track. Okay. Now every company's got a strategy, but everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Yeah, Mike Tyson said this. Metrics can help us understand if something big is going to happen. Metrics can help us, if we're tracking the right metrics, and we're going to learn what the right metrics are in a minute, we can uncover information about trends that might not be obvious and things like that. Yeah. What this means is something bad might happen. Yeah. You've got a strategy. Oh, I'm gonna hit them 2 with the right and 2 with the left, and bam. Your strategy means nothing now. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about metrics. We're going to go kind of fast because of time. Okay, so purpose of social media metrics. So we need to evaluate our tasks. Okay, are they working? We need metrics to make decisions. These can help us set our goals for next quarter, next year. They can also give us motivation. When we, like this, when we see that what we're doing is working, everybody gets excited. When we see, as a marketing team, we see all the social media promotions we've been doing actually are increasing sales. Wow, that's so cool. Let's go party. Okay, so metrics are key to pushing a company forward, really. Okay, so we have a few types of metrics. Consumption metrics are, they manage how many people viewed, downloaded, or listened to it. Basically, how they consumed the media. Okay? This could look like page views, video views. Yeah. Sharing metrics is how many times did somebody in the social media, on the social media platform, share it with somebody else. Okay? So on YouTube, we can track shares. On Facebook, we can track shares. Yeah, this is something that we certainly track. So how did content resonate with people? We have likes, shares, retweets, all of these different things. Okay? Lead generation metrics are, remember leads, we talked about leads in Introduction to Marketing. Leads are people who are not buying from you yet, but they have the potential to buy from you in the future. So we want to know, we love leads because they help our company grow. You see, if we focus only on our existing customers, that's great, but we need to also grow. So this is things like people who send their emails to us, their email addresses, they sign up for a contest, they subscribe to our blog. They are potential buyers in the future. And then sales metrics are clear. How are our sales doing? Okay, so online sales, offline sales, things like that. Okay, so on your sheet, the type of metric, you're going to choose which one is the type of metric on the left here. We don't have time to talk about it yet, so you're going to have to do that at home. We got to move on. Super sorry. Okay, common metrics to track. Okay, I'm just going to pull these up. I'm not going to go over each of these, but I just want you to know that there are so many metrics that we can track, okay? Which metric is the right metric depends on your industry. It depends on what the task is and what the goal is. We're learning that as you do your sheets. I'm sure for many of you, you don't have the same tasks, and you certainly don't have the same metrics that you're tracking, okay? A few of these conversions means that people actually end up buying your product. I was converted when I went to Dine in the Dark. I saw it on social media. I said, wow, I want to go there. And so I went. I was converted. Reach means how many people saw it. If you post a picture, how many people saw it? Impressions. I'm going to unique visits. This is interesting. This is tracked on websites. Now, if you look at how many people visit a website, it's misleading. Some websites people visit several times, or there might even be a problem. Maybe it's someone's first page when they open their web browser. Okay. Unique visit shows each individual person, not how many times they came, but each individual person that comes to your website or views your social media entry. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll go over some more of these in a future lesson. So, what metrics do we track? It's easy to get overwhelmed. That's why it's important to hire a team that can help you also think about this, okay? So, what can we consider? We consider reach, okay? So reach is how many people do we actually get to, okay? Audience growth, total followers, okay? So on your homework, you're going to think of one metric that you recommend Malia Hotel to use to track reach. How many people are actually seeing the content that you're putting online to support their dine in the dark. Okay? Again, we got to go, but you're going to list one metric. You can list these related metrics or think of your own. That's okay. Okay? We also want to learn about engagement. Okay? So, how many meaningful and actionable comments did people list? How many forwards did they put? Did they send you their email address? Did they subscribe? These are different engagements. It basically shows that people want, they saw it and they were driven to actually comment or to interact with your company on social media somehow. Yep. So again, you're going to think of one metric that you recommend for Malia Hotel to use. Okay? Acquisition talks about how many we actually get to come to our website. Okay? So this can be new and returning visitors to our website. We can see something called click-through rate, which means, for example, on Google, if we click on one of those links and it actually loads the page, that's click-through. If we click on it and we back up without actually going to the website, I'm sure most of us have done, you click on a link and you say, oh, not that one. You go back. That does not count as a click-through rate. So, and then impressions from social media, how much interaction is there? So acquisition is more pulling towards sales, finding leads, getting them pulled in so they're active with your company and eventually buy. Okay, so what is a metric you would use to track acquisition? Okay, conversion is actually getting someone to buy. Okay, so directly connect social media data with business profits. Okay, so things like last click conversions, sales online would be another metric. Coupon use. Yeah, if you have an online coupon and they use it, that actually shows that they did use it and they purchased already. So that would be a conversion metric as well. Yeah. So you're gonna recommend a conversion metric. And last one, activity. Okay, this means any kind of activity, whether it be liking something, social media posts, customer service responses, anything that shows activity between your company and the customer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're going to recommend one metric for that as well. I went through that really fast. So please send me questions over my email. I'm going to skip these ones. There's so many metrics. There's no time to talk about all of them. Okay. Now, somebody asked me about third-party tools. Yes, there are many third-party tools available. Some of them are free. Some of them are not. Okay. I'm going to skip a little bit just so that we can get to the homework. Okay. Now, I know you love homework, and so I'm going to give you some more. You guys like homework, right? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, then I'll give you some more. All right, so individual personal branding, okay. Lesson 3. I need your paper. It has all of the social, when you Googled your name, and you pulled up all of the different social medias and everything you found, I will post those up this weekend. I will scan them. I'll take a picture and I'll put it on the Google Drive so you can see my comments on that. Okay? Due Monday, you're going to establish your brand. Okay? I'm going to send you a worksheet. Oh, you already have the worksheet. Sorry, you already have the worksheet. This is the one that had you do a SWOT of yourself. You also set goals and tasks, and now you can finish with metrics. Mm-hmm. So I want you to establish your brand. This is the next one. Okay. Now do lesson 6. So 2 from today. I'm going to have you do a strategic plan to build your brand. Do not start on it until I give you feedback from this one. Okay. So I will send you an email later describing this because we're short on time, okay? So don't worry too much. After we have your strategic plan, we're going to track metrics for the rest of the time. So most of the work is done, and then we just track metrics, and then we write a short paper about it. Yep. Okay. Okay, so the one that's due, lesson 6, you're going to identify 5 values that you want to be known for. No, we already did this. Oh, sorry, we've already done this. This is due Monday. This one's due Monday. Okay, group project. You were to choose a group and a company. That's due today. And then, yeah, so this is choose a group and company, 4 to 6 students, choose a group name, choose a company to research. Submit in person? No, just email. Okay. Okay, and then these are the questions that are due on Monday. You already know this. This isn't new. What is new is due for lesson 5. You're going to use Google Trends, Website Grader, and SEMrush to research your company. So what you're going to do is go to Google Trends, it's trends.google.com, and type in the name of your company, and that will bring up a lot of metrics about your company. And you can look at those and try to understand what those mean, okay? There's a help section of this website that helps you understand it. Go to Website Grader. It also, and input the website that the company website for your company, and it will give you feedback about how strong your website is. SEMrush, you need to register for a free account for this one. This shows you all of the content, all of the metrics about your website. Guys, it will have a section where it asks you to input a credit card. Do not input a credit card. Just confirm the email and you'll have access. Okay? Confirm the email and you'll have access. Guys, this won't take you very long. I see some people saying, there's too much homework. This is here so that it can help you further your understanding of how these things work. Okay? Yeah, you'll actually be working with metrics. Yeah. So what you're going to do is present the 5 most interesting metrics you found. Okay? So you have 3 websites to use. Choose 5 of the metrics that you found interesting and describe what they showed. Okay? What can the metrics help you that you identified in question 1? So identify 5 metrics. What can the metrics that you identified in question 1 help us understand about your company? Okay, so how does it describe your company? Can your company's competition access the same information? And if so, what can they do with that information? So can it be used as a tool for competition? And I want you to think about this. Why do metric tracking websites exist when people in company... Why do metric tracking websites exist when people and companies are able to use them for free? So some of them are paid. What is it that paid websites give you that free websites don't give you? That's the question. There's no length requirement on this. It's double space. You could do 1 page if you want to, okay? Just as long as you answer these questions. Probably going to be about 1.5 pages to 2 pages if it's double space. But not too long. Double space. Send it to my email. Don't use my Gmail. And that's Dine in the Dark. All right, guys. Send me an email if you cannot... 404 page. Send me an email if you cannot access something. Somebody just said 404 page not found. I don't know what that means. So we can figure that out after. All right, thank you so much.